It's been a good minute, but we have him back, the one and only Burton C. Bell on the underground. Burt, how are you, man?
Ned, I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me on your show, and I'm excited to be getting back to Australia after all this time.
Well, we are super excited to have you back down here, and you're no stranger to being down under either, Burt. Am I right in saying that you actually spent a bit of time living here for a bit?
Yeah, on a couple occasions. First time I spent time down there was after Fear Factory's first tour, which was in late '93,
Oh, wow.
and it was our very first tour down there. We did like 11 or 14 shows throughout Australia, which is incredible. And I loved it so much I wanted to stay. So I changed my ticket to leave like 2.5, 3 months later. I stayed in Perth, and then I was hanging out there for a while, and I got a job as a roadie for an Australian band called Painters and Dockers, and I was driving, pretty much I was driving their minivan from Esperance to Darwin,
Real?
hitting
That's
all
amazing right there. I had no idea.
hitting all those little towns up the west coast. And then it was 2020, right during the pandemic, and my wife happened to be down in Australia working, and she had a companion ticket, so I came down, and because nothing was going on anywhere in the world, I went to Australia for probably about 5 months.
Yeah, that's the one I knew about. I had no idea about the 1993 one. That's absolutely insane right there. So, what's the best thing about Australia to you then, Bert?
To me, it's really it's new ground. It's very exciting. I love the fact that it's massive. It's a massive,
Mm,
massive uh, country. It has more land mass than the United States, and it has a lot less people. Everyone's living
yeah,
around the coast. I mean, there's some people scattered in pockets here and there inside, but it's really uh, a, a land that's just like ready to be traveled and explored still. And so to me, it's exciting. It's new, and the fact that pretty much anything on land and in the water can kill you makes it even more exciting. But it's always been wonderful touring down there. Fans have always been welcoming and respectful and engaging, and just all the shows are always fun.
yeah, and well, you're very well loved down here, and I know that you're a big time photographer as well, Bert. Have you
Yeah,
gotten amongst any of the Australian landmarks or anything that, like, while you're down here, especially on that time off? I'm sure you had the camera going crazy.
I did some cool photographs here and there. I didn't have my normal camera with me, but I had a camera with me that I was able to take some cool shots. But I think when I come back down there, I'm gonna take my camera and I'd like to explore like the interior and see and take some landscape shots, because I'm one of my favorite photographers is an American photographer named oh my god just
You just had
I just brain fart.
brain fart.
Well, I'll remember I remember it down the line, but yeah, I would love to take some landscape shots because that's my favorite thing.
Yeah,
A-
nice, man.
Ansel Adams.
Ansel Adams, there you go. All right. Well, you've always been about 10 steps in front of your time when it comes to music and like just in your career in general, I feel. So I have to ask, Bert, what is your sort of thoughts on AI?
Jeez, Skynet's right around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah. You've been calling it for years.
Yeah, AI is it was inevitable. It happened sooner than expected, and as a writer and genius named Ray Kurzweil pointed out in his book, The Age of the Spiritual Machine, that technology exponentially develops every year. So, what was developed in AI 2 years ago is now developed 100-fold since then. And it's just going to get faster and faster. my thing about AI is that you, the world right now is not ready. Is not ready for what sci-fi has been predicting for years now, and so we're going to be coming to a point where in the AI universe where it's not only going to it's going to be developing itself, creating itself. It's going to start creating businesses. It's going to start getting online
Yeah.
and creating aspects, its own business, where it's going to start generating revenue, and it's to start essentially procreating itself. So humanity's gonna come to a point where they have to wrestle with the fact that AI is not just a machine. Does it have its own rights? And so,
It does have its own rights.
much like the book by Isaac Asimov, which really states presents the world right now, is that book. Remember the book or movie I, Robot?
Yes.
That we are closer to that right now than any other time.
Yeah. Does it scare you, or you're just going to embrace it?
Well, what scares me is that with any developing technology, there's those that want to use it for positive
Mhm.
positivity for humanity, and then there's those that want to use it for negative, like for war or for fraud or whatever. But it seems like those players that want to use it for felonious reasons seem to go a lot further than those that want to use it for positive reasons.
Mm.
So I'm worried about those that control it and have it in their pocket than AI itself.
Yeah, very well said. Now, so we'll switch things back up to the music because that's a little daunting, man. But it's such a
I
wild.
love it. I love it. I love
Well,
talking
yeah,
about it.
it's very cool, and like I just think Burton C. Bell. I think Fear Factory. I think like you've been calling it for many years. So I had to talk to you about it. But like you have had such an established career, Burt. What would you say the most out there thing that's happened to you career wise is, apart from calling the AI prediction?
Something that just happened in January. I was inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame,
Oh, I was going to talk about that later.
and
Yeah, that's amazing.
I never saw that coming. So it was quite an experience. It was quite an honor, and yeah, it was to be recognized for my contributions to metal music was. I'm glad it happened. So it was really interesting.
Well, that
What
makes
else?
me. Oh no, yeah, keep going, please.
Doing a record with Geezer Butler was another aspect about my career that I didn't see coming, but it's something I doing that record with Geezer Butler is something I'll treasure my entire life.
Yeah. Oh, that is amazing right there. And like they're just a couple of things over like a monster career. And of course, I think you might have been the only one who didn't see yourself being inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame. It brings me to the question, what defines success to you, Bert?
I think defining the fact that I'm still able to work
Yeah.
as an artist is that it's a struggle. I mean, being an artist is a struggle, but if you have the conviction and you have the talent and you have the drive, then the struggle's worth it. And I believe that I owe my success that I'm able to still work. I mean, I'm able to go down do a headlining tour in Australia. So that
Yeah.
on my as a starting my solo chapter, I think that's fantastic. Australia's gonna be the first continent I will be able to test these grounds out for my solo chapter. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. How lucky are we? And can you tell us about this? So you've got a new band with you as well, right?
Got a new band. They were great dudes. I've pretty much known I've known Tony, the bass player, since early '90s.
Oh,
I've
nice.
known Junior, the bass player. I mean, Junior, the drummer. I've known him for about 15 years. He's in an LA band called All Hail the Yeti. Tony's in a band called Ages. Henrik Lind was in a band called The Vitals, and Henrik and Corey Clark are my two guitar players, and they are trading off between rhythm and leads while playing all the music. I did not want a keyboard player. I don't want to follow like keyboard tracks.
Yeah.
I want two guitar players because to me that's what I've always wanted. I think it's gonna be cool. So
Yeah.
and they're great dudes and they're great musicians.
Very much looking forward to it. And are you a singles man now, Bert? I've noticed you've been dropping singles. Like, are you sort of going? I guess it's the grain at the moment with singles. Like, Anti-Droid was an amazing one. Technical
Thank you.
Exorcism.
I,
Um,
thank you. I got a new one coming out. Hopefully, hopefully two coming out before I hit Australia. One is called Savages, and yeah, I've been releasing singles. I am an independent artist. I'm not associated with a label. I have great management, and I have a booking agent that's pushing me along and helped me along the way to get some gigs and to help me arrange my career. But I took the lead of I'm following like the template of what hip hop artists were doing.
I
Where
know that's what I was.
hip hop artists don't drop albums; they just drop singles. Like every 2 or 3 months, another single, another single. That keeps them in the spotlight, and that keeps the interest going. And as an independent artist, it's the easiest thing for me to do.
Yeah, I was going to say it's very similar to hip hop because that's exactly what they're doing. And with the attention spans of the youth these days, I think it's the smart way to do it rather than dropping 12 songs at once.
Absolutely, and I noticed a while ago that a band would any type of band doesn't matter. A band would release a single to ramp up the release of an album. So they put out a single, maybe two after that, maybe a single after that. But after a month of that single being out, the album would be released. And then maybe one more single would be released, but the rest of the songs on the album are just lost in the ether.
Yeah.
And the interest for all the music kind of fades away. So I figured it's like, well, just put out one song at a time, make everyone know that song, and then keep putting out more songs. And by the time you put out a record and you put all those songs onto a record, plus some new ones, so they're like, wow, I know all those songs and here's some new ones. I want to check this out.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very smart. So there will be a Burton C Bell full length at some time then.
Absolutely, at some point.
Nice.
But I got, as an independent artist, it's going to take some time. And
Yeah.
I would like to have some assistance from a label at some point to help me, finance it. Really,
Yeah.
I'm done with trying to go through things like Patreon or things like that, where it's kind of like begging for money. And I did that once, and it kind of failed miserably, and it really put a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm just whatever I can afford to do myself, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. You're referring to Ascensions of the watches there, but
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of that company, but it went bankrupt while we were.
yeah, I remember that.
God, that was a bad scene. It really was.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it can't be helped though. It had nothing to do with you personally. But speaking of that band, like I absolutely love the last album from them. Are you guys still looking to doing new music as well? Ascensions of the Watchers?
Well, I was pretty much essentially the Watchers, and I am, for instance, I'll be playing music from the Watchers at these coming shows.
Oh,
But
nice.
I decided that what I did with the Watchers, I could still do with my solo career.
Yeah.
And I'm instead of putting it under different names, I'm just going to put it under my name. That way, I could do all sorts of styles of music. But as long as I keep it within my mantra that I've come up with, which is really driving my new music, my mantra is heavy, groovy, dark, and moody.
Heavy, groovy, dark, and moody. I like that right there, man. That's
So,
very cool.
so if I can keep it within that criteria, I'm gonna, I'll be well. I'm gonna do fine. I wrote the music for Ascension the Watchers. I'm writing music for Burton C. So it's not too different.
Yeah, that's amazing right there. So we're going to get a little bit of that on the tour. What else will it, like obviously the solo songs that you've released, will you be jumping into any of the back catalog from Fear Factory or anything like that as well?
I certainly will. I'll be playing catalog. I got, my catalog is Fear Factory, Ascension the Watchers, GZR, City of Fire,
Damn.
and my new music. So I'm gonna be playing music from my entire catalog, and so I'll be playing at least an hour, and just picking songs that fit that criteria of my mantra, which is heavy, groovy, dark, and moody. So I'll be playing some new songs that people haven't heard. I'm gonna be playing some new songs that people have heard, and then I'm gonna be playing some classics that people haven't heard in a long time.
That sounds like the perfect sort of set list to me there, Bert. Very hyped up for it. It's happening in June, not too far away at all.
That's right.
Before
Where are you located?
closest to Melbourne, Bert. I'm actually in the middle of nowhere, but I'll be in Melbourne.
Oh, fantastic! I look forward to our paths crossing there, Ned.
Oh, same man, same be fantastic. And last time we spoke, we were talking about your comic books, Bert, and I absolutely love that style of you as well. You released the Industrialist comic book. Is there any? Have you like you're a man, an artistic sort of fella? Have you thought about releasing another one?
Yes, I have. I've been speaking to a publisher about a couple of different projects, but there's a lot of things I wrote that never released. I wrote a story for. I wrote a lot of stuff for Digimortal that never came out. I wrote a lot of stuff for
Okay.
Genexus that never came out, and I've been writing stuff since then. I also did. I participated in a couple of graphic novels that came out already. I was on that Pantera Vulgar Display of Power graphic
Yeah,
novel,
too. Yes, yes,
and I got the luck. I got Walk, so I was like, yes.
yes.
And I wrote a story for that. That was killer. And then I wrote a story that just came out for Typo Negative's Bloody Kisses
Oh,
graphic novel, and I wrote a story for the song Blood and Fire.
wow, that is I didn't know about that one. I knew about Pantera, but not Typo Negative. That's very cool there. You're a man of
Yeah,
many talents, Bert.
yeah, and I had fun with the Typo Negative one because I really went out of my comfort zone. Whereas the story I wrote for Pantera was something that was like it was an android going crazy. Not it's very existential of this android trying to figure out who he was and what he's doing.
Yeah.
But Typo Negative was interesting. And it came out like a how does like a supernatural cold case files
Oh, there you
story.
go. Oh. So where can people check that out, Bert?
The Typo Negative is there's a publishing company called Z2, and that they're the ones who are releasing it. So it's I think it's still on order, or it's coming out. But I got mine, and they're finally being manufactured and printed. So go check out Z2 Publishing, and you'll see Pantera, and you'll see Typo Negative. Plus, they got a lot of other stuff. They specialize in a lot of music, graphic novels, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, I love that. Well, man, it has been so much fun chatting with you. My last question, I guess, Bert, is 2025 and beyond. You've got so much on the go. You're heading here in June. You've got the comics
Yep.
coming out. You're working on the full length album, dropping singles. Is there anything else that we need to know?
Well, I'm an artist at heart, and everything I do is going to be an artistic nature. I'm still writing, and so I'm working on a couple of different writing projects, like I told you. But
Yes.
I'm going to keep writing music. I'm going to keep dropping new music. So my goal is just to keep working, and that's to me that's what success is all about. The
Yeah,
ability to
100.
the ability to keep working.
100%, and that's what we want you to do for sure. And Australian
Thank
fans,
you.
get ready for Burton C. Bell. There, he's heading
Thank
our
you.
way. June 11 in playing in Brisbane at the Triffid, Newcastle on the 12th, or Newcastle, I should say, Sydney on the 13th, and wrapping things up at the Corner Hotel in Melbourne.
That's
Follow this
right.
man. Everything you need to know about Burton C. Bell, burtoncbell.com. Bert, thank you so much, man.
Ned, thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing all these interviews because I'm going to be blasting them on social media along with the venues that are closest to everyone. So expect to see a lot more of me on social media, and expect to see a lot more of me in the future.